Listen closely, because what's coming now cuts straight to the bone of what's killing your trust in funds, your faith in your investments, and what's draining the fire out of you as a founder, investor, leader. The brutal truth: private equity is riddled with shadows, hidden fees, twisted numbers, reports that float like smoke with nothing solid inside. You've been promised clarity, yet you're left squinting into a fog of jargon and half truths. Everyone's talking transparency, but what you get is theater. It's infuriating. You've built your dreams, risked capital, blood, sweat, and sleepless nights, and still, the system forces you into blindfolds and silence. That's unacceptable. That has to stop. The core problem is not just bad actors or outdated processes. It's the entire setup that creates distance between capital and truth, between you and the real story of your money. You're drowning in data that hides reality. It's not transparency, it's noise. And the worst part? It poisons your trust. When trust dies, deals freeze, partnerships shatter, and innovation stalls. The world you try to build, the futures you fight for, they crumble under the weight of suspicion and uncertainty. This is your worst nightmare playing on loop, and you can't afford to lose another second. Here's the burning question. How do you tear down this wall of fog? How do you reclaim honesty and light so thick that it burns through every dark corner in your fund's operations? The answer is staring right at us: technology. Not just any tech, but laser-sharp, intelligent tools that make the invisible visible, that force open every door and crack wide every window. It's time to make transparency not a promise, but a mandate baked into every transaction, every report, every decision. Start with blockchain, not because it's a buzzword, but because, when done right, it's an unbreakable ledger recording every move your money makes. Imagine having real-time, tamper-proof proof of where your capital goes. No smoke, no mirrors, no hiding places. You need to demand investments that let you verify every step. Insist on funds built on these principles. Every flow, every fee, every valuation is auditable on a platform that never lies. This cuts out the guesswork and kills the frustration before it even starts. Next, push for AI-powered analytics that don't just spit out data, but translate it. You want machines that read the story behind the numbers, flagging anomalies and risks before they become disasters. Think of how much peace of mind you'd gain if alert systems caught signs of hidden costs or questionable valuations in seconds, not months. When the tech tells you where your money's truly headed and what risks lurk underneath, you don't just hope for transparency, you live it every day. But none of this works unless you forge new cultures around technology, adopt frameworks where transparency is earned and demanded, not optional or a PR stunt. Challenge fund managers by making them accountable through tech-enabled performance dashboards that are visible to every investor. Require that updates come with detailed, tech-verified explanations, not vague reassurances. You hold the power. Stop being passive participants in secrecy. And don't ignore the power of connectivity. Use platforms that bring founders, investors, and partners into a living network where insights flow freely, openly, instantly. The isolation that suffocates innovation? It disappears when you build ecosystems tied with smart contracts and verified identities. Transparency becomes a shared bond, not a forced disclosure. This is your secret weapon against a broken private equity status quo that thrives on isolation and mistrust. It's time to obliterate the old ways, where information was hoarded like a weapon. Instead, build systems where openness drives accountability, collaboration, and speed. Imagine the power when every stakeholder can trace every dollar and decision from start to finish, fueling smarter, faster investments that transform markets, economies, and lives. Don't settle for incremental progress or feel powerless because the system seems towering and immovable. The digital tools and protocols are here. They're battle-tested and ready for you to wield with ruthless precision. You must demand them, implement them, and enforce their use. Right now. Transparency is no longer a vague ideal. It's your leverage to crush opacity and reignite trust in every deal. Remember, power flows where clarity reigns. When your networks embrace technology that delivers true visibility, you disrupt the corrupt cycles holding back growth and innovation. You empower yourself and those you back to reach heights unimaginable in the dark. You become architects of a new reality where capital funds not only profit, but transformation. So hold no illusions. This fight isn't comfortable or easy. It shakes foundations and disrupts deeply ingrained habits. But comfort built on lies is poison. If you crave freedom from the invisible traps and cheap talk, if you demand a private equity world that respects your courage with full transparency, technology is your sword, your armor, your beacon. Rise. Refuse to accept anything less than brutal, undeniable truth. Harness the technology that strips away deception and forces honesty into every corner. Connect with others who share your refusal to settle, building networks where transparency powers synergy and unstoppable growth. This isn't just a call to change practices, it's a burning call to rewrite the rules of private equity itself. Trust in this reality of technology-driven openness. Demand it, own it, transform it. Because the future belongs only to those bold enough to shatter illusions, to embrace tools that reveal all, and to build a world where freedom isn't a myth, but a lived, blazing fact every single day.